Hello, today is a collab video with Corinne from the Gifford Family TV. We are talking about the 5 things we do when we've hit a cleaning funk. And we're not talking about when, we've gotten a bit lazy or gotten a bit busy or any of those things. It's more about when our mental health has taken a real hit and we're just not being able to pull it together. So these are some things that we do to get through.
Hi, I'm Mel. I'm on a mission to get my home, heart, body and soul sorted. This is where I share my journey. I hope you enjoy.
So yes, as I said, this is a collab video with Corinne. We got to talking about, how we want to be organised and tidy and clean, but we have 4 kids. It's funny actually because even though she lives on the other side of the world, I'll let her explain who she is. Her link will be down in the description down below. But we both have 4 kids aged pretty much the same ages, and our husbands, ironically, even do very similar jobs. So we connected on all sorts of levels there. She's been a fantastic support in recent weeks, but especially in the last week when I've been really unwell. So she has an amazing sense of humour and the biggest of hearts. So if you haven't discovered her before, then please do go check out her channel. As I said, link down below. Also, if you're new or you've come from Corinne's channel, then great big welcome. Thank you for popping over. I hope that I can provide some entertainment and perhaps you can relate to me as I've related to Corinne, and you consider subscribing. So that would be really great. Press the little red subscribe button. I upload as often as I can, not as frequently as I'd like. So you're better off pressing off that little bell down beside the subscribe button so that you don't sort of miss any if you're interested in seeing updates. And as I said, I do videos on getting myself sorted. So one of the big things that I struggle with when it comes to maintaining a neat and tidy home and maintaining any kind of anything, basically, is my mental health. It is something I live with, anxiety and depression. It is what it is. I've learned a number of really wonderful strategies in managing it. I hit the lows. It's inevitable. I kind of accept them now and ride them out. And I certainly love the highs. They're great in my efforts and what I achieve in those times. But I've learnt to accept the lows for what they are too, because they do provide a time of reflection and slow down. Rosie's really sick at the moment too, so I'm just whipping this video out and hoping that it is as good on film as it has been in my head, because I have had some great ideas that I hope will definitely help you. So without wasting any more of your time, I'm going to start at number 5 and work my way down to number 1. Number 1 being the most important, so be sure that you stick it out to the end to see what number 1 is. Okay, so here you go. Okay, so number 5 is actually the first thing that I do when things have gotten really yucky, and that is to make my bed, and beyond that, tidy my bedroom. So it can, in times of like visitors are coming and stuff like that, our bedroom can become a bit of a space where everything just gets thrown and the door gets closed. It's a bit tricky because it's the bedroom at the front of the house, so people walk in and if they look to the left, bam, there's our bedroom. So I was always like at the kids, close the door, that sort of thing. In recent weeks, I've really tried to at least make the bed every day and swish and swipe the bathroom, the ensuite, not that they would see that, but that's for me, and just generally keep our room tidy. I haven't always achieved it, but I do know that with the slide of my mental health, so does the slide of our master bedroom. So it's kind of like I can sometimes be the last person to notice when my mental health is taking a hit. Everyone else around me is copying the wrath of my, depression and things like that. But I can sometimes not notice it. But if I am like, oh my God, this room is a mess, then I sort of go, oh, okay, things aren't good for me, because I have gotten into a good habit of making my bed. It was something that Cass said recently from Clutterbug. I'll link her video down below too, if you don't know who she is, which I'm sure you do, but anyway, I'll link her down below. She said to make your bedroom a sanctuary, you know, somewhere where you can escape to, that sort of thing. It's really an option for me because we do share with Jonah. He is in there, and you know, my husband works crazy shifts and things like that. But if I can go to sleep in a tidy room and wake up in a tidy room, then, you know, at least that's something every day that I can feel like relaxed in. So that is, you know, the plan for the short term, and definitely something that I do that helps my mental health. So that's 5, that's the number 1 thing that I do, but that's the 5th. You get it. Okay, so, you know, with depression for me, and I say this in a way that I'm going to explain how it manifests for me. I'm not going to say that if you have depression, you have a messy house, that those two go hand in hand, but I will say that I know for me, when things aren't good for me, my house is not good. Things are not good. So that's a very big red alert for me, that I might occasionally step back and go, okay, what's going on with me mental health wise right now? You'll notice that I don't try and say I'll fix this, or I'll change this and I'll do this and I'll get better, because for me, I've learnt that it's just a part of me, that I do ride the lows. I have to just ride through them. My house isn't going to be perfect all of the time. It's just part of where I'm at. Part of this journey that I'm on is to try and make sure when I'm on the highs that I'm getting in some really good solid routines, some good decluttering, some solid structure around it, so that when I hit the lows, I'm not waiting until I can't find the floor in my bedroom to realize I'm having a low. I'm just going to be noticing it in my brain and following it through. So that's part of where my whole journey goes with this. So on a level, it's about the house, but on another level, it's about my brain. Anyway, so the next thing that I do try to get out of the house. I do become very antisocial when I am feeling anxious and depressed. So I need to challenge myself sometimes to just get out, even if it's just up to the shop and back, but to really just go out on my own and start being very mindful of what's around me and that sort of thing. And then when I come back, I can actually see the house for what it is, and I go, whoa, okay, let's start. What do we got to do next? So that's the number 4. And number 3 sort of feeds on from that, is I see the house and I go, whoa, it's all too much. But from there, I can start making a list. And so that's number 3, making a list. And there are 2 ways that I can do this. I can just stand in the room and write a list, and that can become very, very overwhelming. Another thing that I can do is I use an app called 3030, and I will do a video on this. I've tried before, but it got all distracted. And basically, it's a kind of a combined timer / list, and you list all of the things with the time limit that each task is going to take, and it kind of automatically switches out to the next task as you move along. So I'll definitely make a video on that to show you how that works and how that works for me. I do find that very motivating. So number 2, something that I do is take a photo or make a video, obviously. You don't have to go as far as me and put it up on YouTube, but I do find that if I'm taking a photo and just seeing through the lens, taking away the peripheral vision of a space, I can get that space so much more tidier, and, well, definitely tidier, but also feel like I've accomplished something from a before and after photo. So you might see a before photo of a total pigsty, and then an after photo of that exact same space of clean and tidy, but there might be a little box or 2 over in the background that you can't see through that lens. But just having that before and after photo definitely helps you to move those boxes from there and to tidy that out of there, the things that are out of sight. Something about looking through the lens really makes you notice how messy a space is for one, but also how easily you can achieve just a small segment of a house, and it makes a big impression of the room. So you can also notice, like I've mentioned before, my shop view that I get. Like I might not notice that there's a sock in the corner, but the room will look tidy to me, but there's a sock on the floor. If I'm looking through a lens, I'll see that sock because I'll be like, yeah, it's out of space. So yeah, that's definitely number 2. That's what I do. Okay, number 1. And like I said, this is the most important thing that you do. If you don't do number 5, 4, 3, 2, do number 1. And I cannot express this enough. If you have hit a place where you are feeling like things are really tough, that you can't seem to get on top of your house, that the dishes keep piling high, that you just can't seem to achieve anything in any given day, please reach out. Reach out to a friend. Reach out to me in the comments down below. That reach out to a friend or a family member. Acknowledge that you just need to give yourself a little bit of a break. Also I know, and this is something that I know about myself, is that I know that my lows, they last only a short amount of time, and then I'm back up there. I'm forgiving, not in a big way, but definitely in very small ways. I do try to forgive myself the mess that is my life when things are low. I do all of the things that I've mentioned that definitely help me come through the low. I can come through it a little bit easier with routine and structure and reaching out and just doing the little things every day. And that is the purpose of making these videos, is that I, get the routines and things like that. But definitely by reaching out, by saying to Corinne from Gifford Family TV, I'm having a really rough time, she'll say, I get you. I'm feeling the same way, or I felt like this once, or the last time this happened. Like, she definitely gets me. I also have Cara from Cara's Life on the Farm. She gets me. I have a number of close friends here in town who I can reach out to who get me. But sometimes the hardest thing to do is reach out and say, having a rough time. I have a belief that someone's house isn't mega messy unless there's some mental stuff happening. So I don't think that anybody really wants to be in a messy house, and I don't think that anybody is lazy. I don't actually think. I think that a messy house is a symptom of something quite bigger, and it can be, I'm not saying it's a mental illness, I'm saying it can be just a feeling, a sense of overwhelm. And so for me, if I see a messy house, I'm thinking this person needs a friend. So definitely find someone who will understand where you're coming from when you've hit that slump. I'm not saying you have anxiety or depression or anything like that. I'm just saying find someone who understands and reach out to them. So thank you. I'm glad I made it through this video. I'm really sorry for my voice. It's starting to go. I hope that this video was somewhat interesting and helpful to you, and that you did enjoy it. Okay, don't forget to give a thumbs up if it's something that you have found useful or insightful in any way. If you can relate in any way to anything that I've said, and feel comfortable reaching out in the comments down below, then please definitely do. If you're new here again, don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to have you stick around and share this journey with me. Okay, cheers.